The Director General of Air Ops. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It indeed is a difficult time that we have to come here like this and brief you. We could have done without this, but we had no choice. As the DGMO has detailed, the event was precipitated by the dastardly act at Pahalgaon. The sequence of events have already been detailed. We carefully selected the targets, and out of the 9 selected targets, the target systems that were given to the Indian Air Force were the notorious training camps at Bhavalpur and Muridke. These being further from the international boundary.
So he's about to show the satellite footage.
Target system analysis, we analyzed what was to be done to annihilate these targets.
Sure.
And plan to engage these targets with precision air-to-surface guided munitions so as to avoid collateral damage.
Well, I think they obviously did.
Of planning process.
I mean, they obviously did. You dropped 9 bombs and only like fucking 27 or something like that, 37 people get killed. That's very precision. That's extremely high precision.
I will not go through at this instant. However, what I would like to show you is
let's see it.
The results that we achieved through our targeted airstrikes.
So they're going to show screenshots.
Could I have the second slide, please?
Uh-oh, they pulling up the PowerPoint?
Yeah, change, please.
Is this it? Technical difficulties?
Okay. This is what the terror infra at Muridke looks like.
Ooh.
If you see, north is as indicated, and to the right is east, where the international boundary lies. Could we have the next slide, please?
So that's the same place?
Orientating. Just go back one slide. Okay. Please have a look at this red building.
Extreme precision ship compared to the U.S.
Of buildings out here. And this.
So he's showing that right there.
Ground.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Next. If you relate, the empty ground is here, and you see this is the first weapon that is impacting. This is the impact point number 1.
So that was
on Muridke training camp with our precision guided weapons.
That's a pretty small bomb.
Early morning 7th. Next, please. Keep your eyes.
So now they're showing kill cam footage. Oh boy.
For the second weapon coming in.
That was an impact, yeah.
And the second impact.
Slideshow of the bombing
on the
is crazy, yeah.
Target point. Next slide, please.
It's to reduce collateral fire. I mean, yeah.
Third weapon. Third impact. Continue. And fourth weapon. Fourth impact.
See it fall down too.
So through these targeted and precision targeting, we addressed the target at Muridke, which was the terrain infrastructure. Can you hear me? All right. Okay, I'll come closer to the mic. Now we go to the next target, which is the Bhavalpur training camp. Next slide, please. Okay, just wait.
So there it is.
So the effect, if you see,
is that's that one building they showed.
The
they like
impact
had all that
point.
Shit collapsed and everything in it too.
If I can point out, this is the impact point.
Next slide. Yeah, exactly right.
Ammunition has gone through the roof and it has created a blast inside. The photographs of which you would have all of you would have seen.
Yeah.
And the red building. After that, there was this double-story building. It has been completely decimated by precision targeting. Next, please. The target system, which was in the north, a series of buildings. I'll show you how it
I
looked.
mean, I would say that's pretty fucking precision. Like, if they're only blowing up one specific building in, like, this entire area of buildings, I mean, it's not like this is a carpet bombing for sure.
Next. Completely destroyed
Very precise.
by
What did I
our
say?
precision targeting. Next. Now coming to Bhavalpur, this is the target complex that we are dealing with, a fairly large target complex. So we had to carefully choose the points that we needed to address, which were high value and which would meet our stated objectives of eliminating the terrorists.
Yeah, of course.
I would like to draw your attention to this red canopy, and in relation to that, I would cover the targets. One target system is a series of buildings here, other one here, and other one out here. Next slide, please. This is how it looked before.
Bro, the before and after photos. Oh, God. So literally no other building was damaged besides the one building they were trying to hit. That's it. Okay, what's the point? The point is that there was an accusation that they were just indiscriminately bombing civilians and just killing a bunch of random people. And so they're showing literal screenshots from the satellite that this is not the case and this is actually what it looked like to show the precision for it, right? Yeah, now let's see Pakistan. Sure. You guys want to see what Pakistan's footage is? Let's see. What would be a good one for that? How about this? Yeah, we could maybe use this one. This could be good. There's this one also. Yeah, I mean, I don't have Arma 3 down. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we can go ahead and just let's see what Pakistan's up to.
And this is
Let's get their point
how
of
the
view.
building looked after the impact of the weapon. And orientation in relation to this red canopy, you can see here. Next, please. Before, next, and after.
Yep, they're dead.
The roofs have completely collapsed. Next.
Yep, there's that one before. Just
This is the
that
target
one
system.
building.
Next.
And now it's not there
Precision
anymore.
targeting. And we have achieved our objectives
Even the
here.
other building isn't even
Next.
destroyed.
All right. So that was what we did on the 7th. Our objective was to address these two terrorist camps, and that we did.
So you're telling me that they just blew up like 7 different houses, and out of those 7 houses, they just happened to randomly kill 3 or 4 very well-known terrorists? Man. Wow. What are the odds of that? That's some really good. They must have been really lucky. Wow.
With
That's
precision.
crazy.
And
They should buy a
thereafter,
lottery ticket.
We maintained a robust air defense
Yeah.
posture because remember, our objective was to target the terrorists and terrorist infrastructure, not any other infrastructure, not the Pakistani military, not the Pakistani any other infrastructure. So that is what we have maintained on the 7th of May. However, what we saw in the evening of 7th of May, we were saturated with a raid of
The
Pakistani
drones?
unmanned aerial vehicles
Yep, it's the drones.
and
Yeah.
small drones. And these came in waves in our civilian areas, over our military installations, and all of them were successfully intercepted. Few of
Bro, they gotta get their money back. That's embarrassing. So they sent them over a bunch of these fucking things. They just got shot down. Wow, okay, we got all of them. Yeah, they've been defeated. Yeah, I guess so. The Chinese weapons, yeah, bro, like Pakistan needs. Did they? I hope they kept the receipt.
Them did manage to land. However, there was not much damage that they did, and we have our robust counter US hard kill and soft kill systems which did the job. However, the difference here was that we had targeted the terrorists. The adversary now has targeted our civilians and the military infrastructure.
He's right. He's completely right.
It had to be responded to. So,
Yep.
in a quick and calibrated response, that very night, we struck their radar installations at Lahore and close to Gujranwala, the LYT installation, to indicate to him that we are ready, yet we do not want to escalate our...
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, India's doing Pakistan a favor by targeting MVP terrorists. Yeah, shouldn't Pakistan be saying thank you? This is good, you know? Like, I mean, these guys were big problems. They're making everybody over there look bad. Like, yeah, like a thank you? Yeah, where's J.D. Vance when you need him?
Fight was with the terrorists and not with the Pakistani military establishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Air Marshal Bharti. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's outlined operations not only on the night of 6th and 7th of May,
So that
when
was
Operation Sindoor commenced, but also on the subsequent night. Being well aware and familiar with the congenital and impulsive nature of our adversary, and even though we did attempt to reach out and communicate our compulsions to strike at the heart of terror to my counterpart in the immediate wake of Operation Sindoor, the request was brusquely turned down, with an intimation.
Pakistan did a press conference too? Did they?
That a severe response was inevitable and in the offing. We were, of course, prepared.
Oh, no.
Operations on the 7th and the 8th, Air Marshal
no.
Bharti spoken about. On the night of 8th and 9th of May, they flew drones and aircrafts into our airspace all across the borders and made
every single one of them just got shot down.
And made largely unsuccessful attempts to target numerous military infrastructure.
Bro, like these flying lawnmowers really just aren't going to cut it. They got to do something better with this. Like, it's embarrassing. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Violations on the line of control by Pakistan also commenced yet again and precipitated into fierce...
I'm starting to feel bad for Pakistan, right? I mean, they bought all this shit from China. They're like, all right, bro, we about to cook the shit out of them. All right, send them up.
Engagements. The air
Wait, why does this one say McDonald's on it?
On the night of 8th and 9th of May, I'll yet again request the DG Air Operations to cover.
Someone's phone is going off, bro. Like,
so I just covered what happened on the night of 7th and 8th.
What?
What we found
right now, I'm busy.
That on the night of 8th and 9th, starting as early as 22:30 hours, our cities had a mass raid of drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, UCAVs, starting right from Srinagar, going down right up to Nalia. It was a mass raid in waves, and it was relentless. However, we were prepared, and our air defense preparedness ensured that there is no damage on ground or to any of the intended targets that the enemy might have planned for. The difference between 7...
So they didn't even... Wow. Well, there it is, guys. Now you know. So this is the complete satellite proof. Okay, well, there we go. Let's see if there's any more information about this at all. Finally, solid proof, not some video game ass footage. Yeah, exactly. They're happening everywhere that they down Rafael, but not acknowledging that their air bases are blown up and army men got killed. I don't know about this at all. Like, yeah, note these attacks are done by military installations. Separate part of the attack. Pakistan would make a great late for India. I don't know about that. Let's see here. I would say this operation is for sure a political win. IDF was not prepared enough, underestimated the enemy, so they started a propaganda campaign. Yeah, I don't know, man. But thank you for your coverage in India versus Pakistan. It's kind of sad. Western people are making India as the bad guys, while India has been, since the dawn of time, the victim of terrorism. Well, the reason why, the reason why you have some Westerners that are taking the side of Pakistan instead of India is because of the Israel-Palestine conflict. That's the reason why they're doing it. Basically, they've been psyoped into thinking that every sort of relation like this is automatically, these like terrorist people that are the ones that are okay. And I think also like there's a degree of people that think that they're fighting for like Islam or something like that too. And I think these are Westerners that are not Islamic, but they're trying to fight against what they perceive to be Islamophobia. And so they defend these terrorist groups that are Islamic, and they basically say, well, it's okay that they're doing this, or they're trying to justify it. And I think this is what's happening with Hamas. I think it happens with Hezbollah. I think it happens with any of these insurgency groups, whether it's ISIS or anything like this. I don't know if this group has a name. I don't know if there's really a name stated, but that's basically a sheltered people, to be honest. Yes, exactly. And you're fucking stupid? Really? You think that's not it? I think it is. I do. I really think it is. And I think there's a big component of it, of that happening. I think they're scared of Islam and they think they'll be spared if anything pops off. No, I don't think that's the case at all. I think that these people, there's like 4 or 5 different components to it, right? And so like one really big component to it is the fact that is skin color, right? And so it makes it a lot easier to defend Gaza from Israel because of skin color. And this is the way that Americans are conditioned. And if you're not an American, you won't understand this. But if you are an American, you will. And you might think, that's so stupid. How could they think on such a binary level? Well, because they've been trained to think like that. That is how people think. And I know it sounds stupid, but again, I have a policy, and you guys need to understand this about me. I have a policy, and it is called, instead of Occam's razor or Hanlon's razor, it is the retard's razor. I think of the dumbest, most one-dimensional, self-serving, stupid, short-sighted, brainless reason why something is happening. That's why it's happening. That's exactly the reason why it's happening. That's it. That's the cause. And so, yeah, I think they view everything as oppressed versus oppressor. They do. And so, and this is also another really big component to it, is that because India is the larger country and the people, the terrorists, and also I think there's a lot of it where these people don't understand how bad a lot of these terrorist groups are. And they think that these terrorist groups are, freedom fighters or a resistance or whatever, when meanwhile they're taking sex slaves, killing people that disagree with them, and terrorizing their own population. Actually, you know what? There's a really good video about this. There was this guy I saw from Yemen, and he was talking about it. Let me see if I can pull it up and just give you a different context on this. This is a man who lives in Yemen. Here we go.
Hassan Piker, notorious terrorist sympathizer, just compared Anne Frank to the Houthis, who are ruining my home.
Do you think he's like Anne Frank?
Absolutely.
Your beloved Houthis killed my mom's best friend. Anne Frank never killed anyone. The Nazis killed her. Your beloved Houthis took over my...
It has to be censored a lot in order for it to be viable for TikTok, by the way. Obviously, he's not speaking this way because he wants to. It's just to bypass filters.
By force, not through democracy. Anne Frank never took over anything. She was hiding in an attic. Your beloved Houthis have been starving my people for more than 10 years. Anne Frank was starved by Nazis. like the ones that you support. Your beloved Houthis have imprisoned journalists and killed minorities. And
We need more guys like this to speak out. That's why I wanted to promote and show this guy, because we need more people like him to show that this isn't some sort of like resistance that represents the people at all. This is a fringe military radical, cult, basically, that is exacting terrorism on not only their enemies, but also their own country members.
Frank was a minority who was silenced and murdered for who she was.
Link his profile.
And as I am saying this, the
I'll get you guys.
During the last remaining Jew in Yemen.
There's one more in there. Bro, they're almost... That's sick. It's fucking sick.
They're not murdering him because he's a Zionist.
Is that older guy?
Or Israeli. The last remaining Yemeni Jew is actually anti-Zionist. So Hassan, before you make ridiculous anti-Semitic claims like this, grab a book or book a flight to Yemen. The terrorists that you support and interview on your platforms are the very same terrorists that make my family and friends in Yemen suffer.
And that's what I think is so funny about this whole thing, is that you have these mentally ill white liberal women in America that are crying and screeching for the Houthis, while people in Yemen are victims to the Houthis and are being killed by them.
So let's be real, Hassan. You don't stand up for the peace, liberation,
nice?
and freedom of the Middle East. You're just an anti-Semitic piece of shit.
So anyway, this is what happened, and I did want to show you guys this, and stand up for India's fight against Islamic extremism. There's another one. Today I had the pleasure of directing my speech of Jew haters that were disturbing our pro-Israeli rally. And then here we go here. Where's the flag of Yemen as well? And so I'll link you guys this guy's his channel. I think this guy's great, and yeah, totally fucking support him, absolutely. And there's his link. Yeah, definitely. Half of Yemen got destroyed by the Houthis. The government-controlled areas are getting starved by starvation. Yeah, and what do you call it? It's funny that liberal women support terror groups, and yet those terror groups would do horrible things to them if they got their hands on them. Yeah, I find it to be incredibly ironic as well. I don't understand why there are so many women that are simping for these groups of men that would turn them into sex slaves, basically. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. But, you know, it's suicidal empathy, right? That's all there is to it. And, because would you rather be stuck in the forest with a man or a bear? I mean, I think that there you go. That really tells a big story itself, doesn't it?